Hey guys, happy Friday. I feel like this week went by really quickly. I feel like I was just doing this and now it's Friday again. So today, I can't believe also that I think it's been, how many of these have I done? Probably 7? It's crazy. I really hope that we're able to open them back up soon, get back into the groove and our routine. It's looking like June at this point, but try not to think about it. Trying to think about better things, like my birthday coming up. On May 19th, Mother's Day this weekend. Just trying to think of better things. So anywho, today, I wish I had a hair thing. Today we will be making nice and easy chicken wraps, burrito wraps, whatever you want to call them. Burritos, not burrito wraps, burritos. So this weekend, Mike got Moe's, and I made my own, which is big for me because I love Moe's. So that was a big win on my willpower. So today I'm going to be making chicken burritos. I do have an ounce of London broil left, so I'm going to throw that in too. I have discovered my food processor and a cheese grater. So I've been really just killing it in the kitchen over here. Unfortunately, I don't cook with many unhealthy things, so Mike hasn't really been benefiting. My mac and cheese was pretty good yesterday. So I will give myself that. All right, so let me get this all situated here. Okay, this food processor, oh, geez. This food processor is like 100, my phone is dying, so I'm plugged in. So the plug is like, okay. My food processor is like 100 pieces, so it's just a big mess here. Put that to the side. All right, so first things first. So the real winner of this meal and something I just discovered, it's the Chipotle cream. It is from this cookbook that I have, full disclosure, called Lily Eats and Tells. So she goes and she really like puts so much work into this, and she puts macros and everything. So it's been a godsend for me. Normally I just make the same thing, but being home on quarantine has been kind of tough. Watch, that's probably going to be my thumbnail, that nice picture. And this is like wilting. Why does lettuce go bad so quickly? Like, I buy bags and then it's disgusting, but we'll salvage some of it. All right, so first things first. All right, so a few things I have pre-made, but I'm going to make again. So my rice I have pre-made. I use this white rice. I can't find the Spanish one that I use, but it's this one made from vegetables. So we got here, what is it made from? It's lentils, chickpeas, some rice flour. So it's 90% nutritious vegetables into a tasty grain that gives you more plant-based protein and fiber. So basically, plant-based, a little better. I'm trying to eat less wheat. Not so much less wheat, but less like white grains, more whole grains. So this is, you know, more fiber, things like that. So for here, like for example, in our serving, white rice, you have 10 grams of protein as opposed to your 4 grams. Sorry, white rice, you have 10 grams of protein as opposed to your 4 grams for white rice. Fiber, 5 grams, white rice has none. And then your net carbs, which I count. I don't count net carbs. I count full carbs. So one serving is 30 grams and rice is 39. It's taste-wise, it's all right. I don't know if I would be able to eat it. This drawer, like, keeps opening. I don't know if I'd be able to eat it really, like, on its own. But in the burrito with the cheese and everything else, you couldn't barely tell the difference. So for me, it's worth it. Rice, I get, like, the tiniest amount. So it's kind of sad. So I'm trying to branch out and find new ways the goal is always to eat more food with less calories. All right, so the goal is always to find a food that you can eat the most of, such as, that's why people eat so many fruits and vegetables, fruits that you can eat the most of and for your calories, as opposed to eating like a pint of ice cream and blowing all your fats, carbs, and sugars all in one sitting. All right, so that's the goal. So I'm trying to branch out. Not only am I trying to, of course, count macros as always, but I'm also trying to be healthy, you know, getting older, trying to be healthy, less sodium, things like that. So these are things that I've really been working on this quarantine in this time. All right, So first things first. All right, so I'm going to weigh out, here's my scale. I'm gonna weigh out my chicken here. So I'm using 3 ounces of chicken and an ounce of beef, of London broil. So I'm gonna weigh out my chicken here. So, chicken's so annoying. Like, I feel like it's never the right size. It's just really annoying. I'm just like a disaster in the kitchen. Mike always makes fun of me because I use every dish that we have to cook a meal. All right, so that's 3 ounces in here. So I like my steak rare, so I'm just gonna put that in at the end. As always, we have Flavor God. So today I'm gonna use Taco Tuesday for this. Okay. That goes in there, we'll let that cook a little bit. All right, so in the meantime, I need to re-up my Chipotle cream. So, oh, she's so bad. Where was I? Oh, Chipotle cream. So it's super easy. Super easy. It's sour cream and either reduced fat or fat-free. I use whole because I just don't like the taste of reduced fat or fat-free things. Sour cream, and then I threw the can out, but it's Chipotle's like in a can. So it's whole Chipotle's, and then use some of the liquid. All right, so 30 grams serving. So I usually make 90 grams at a time. So where am I? I need to, okay. Where's my, oh, okay. Okay, oh, that doesn't go there. Where does this go? Oh, we got, I'm all screwed up today. All right, so normally, so I'm going to put 90 grams into here, okay? 90. I love sour cream, so. Okay. So that's 90, and then I put the Chipotle's in here, but I'll show you what they look like. It's a little messy. All right. Let me see if I can find one. So they're big, they look like that. So nice Chipotle smoky taste. I like spicy, so I just put a bunch in because it's delicious. Oh, that's it for my Chipotle's. All right. So about one Chipotle pepper per 30 grams of sour cream. All right, and then you use about a tablespoon, I just eyeball it, a tablespoon of, sorry guys, I can't talk today, a tablespoon of the liquid. It's delicious. Kind of tastes like an enchilada sauce, or the sauce at Taco Bell. I mean, I don't eat Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. So it kind of looks like that, or tastes like that, I mean. All right, so food, oh, let me cook this chicken. See, I'm like a disaster. All right, I'm gonna cook the chicken. The chicken's already almost done. So I'm gonna throw my steak in there. I like that nice and rare. More seasoning on it. All right, let that cook a little bit. Okay, and then I am just going to puree this. So if you don't have a food processor, I recommend it. It makes things a lot easier from what I learned. The other day when I made meatballs, I just threw in like my oregano and my spinach, my onions, garlic, and then just food processed it instead of having to stand there and chop everything up. Also, because I always cut myself with the knives. Oh, I forgot the blade. So it's just so much easier. All right, so let's pulse this up. so if nothing else from this video, definitely try this Chipotle cream if you like things spicy. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever had a Taco Bell quesadilla, but if you have, it resembles the sauce that's in there. It's so good. So try it out. I'll put that in there later. And as I said, 30 grams is one serving. So it's a lot. It's a lot per serving. And the macros, depending on your sour cream, is just your 6 grams of fat. And then the minimal carbs from the Chipotles. And I think there are some carbs in the sour cream too. Let me see. Yeah, just 1 gram of carb in the sour cream, and then 5 grams of fat. So it's about 6 grams of fat and probably 2 grams of carbs. All right. Sure. All right, so this is definitely done. Here. All right, I'm gonna take that off the heat. Alrighty. Here. Get rid of some stuff here. All right. After that, I'm gonna grate my cheese. So I do have bags of cheese, but got a little more creative during quarantine. And I am trying to use this cheese grater here. All right, so I'm just gonna grate some cheese. 24 grams, so a decent amount of cheese here. Why isn't this? What's happening? This is weird. Something's going on with this scale. Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, why does it say 0 grams? I know that cheese is more than that. When I do grated cheese, it gets everywhere, literally. I'm sure Mike likes this. Oh, jeez. All right, so I am, what a disaster. So I am going to do, what did I say, 24 grams, right? That's what I have left? Yeah, 24 grams. So I'm going to do 12 cheddar, 12 pepper jack, because that is my favorite. Okay, so I have my cheese. Yeah, Mike's mom apparently got us, we have like all these kitchen gadgets from her. So it's really nice. It's nice, the convenience of the bag, but it's also cheese. I find it tastes a lot better when it's freshly grated, and with nothing but time, that's what I figured I would do. All right, so this is so, as all my meals, very versatile. If you need anything else in your macros, you just have to add what you need. All right, so for this, 31 grams of carbs, 19 grams of fat, which is pretty high, and 37 grams of protein. So if you need more protein, of course, just add it in, add your chicken, add more of the rice, anything. And then, so if you need, and then if you less fat, you can cut the cream out. I don't recommend that. Less cheese, any of the above. All right, so let's start assembling this thing. All right, so now I'm going to take anything here. I need to heat up this rice. Oh, I need to weigh out this rice. All right, so the rice, I'm weighing it cooked as opposed to raw. So your cooked rice is gonna be about 2.5 times. So I want 20 grams of carbs here. So I'm going to do 2.5 times. So 20 times 2 is 40 plus 10. All right, so 50 grams would be the raw equivalent. Okay, so 20. So I'm not using much rice today. Cheese here. Okay, so I'm going to throw that in the microwave. I'm not going to put it on yet. After that, I'm going to cut up my chicken and my beef here into small pieces. Oops. All chopped up. After that, I'm going to chop my jalapenos. If you've been watching, you know I like spicy. So I'm just going to cut up a few of these. Put in there. All right. Now, obviously, you could, if you like a more crispy burrito, you could put it on the stove with some oil, and it will be a little bit crispier. This way, it's a little, this way it's more like a flour tortilla. A little flimsy. All right. I don't know if I can salvage this lettuce. Okay. Gross. I'm throwing it out. Okay. All right, nice and cheesy. All right, I'm gonna put my jalapenos down. After that. Oh, that was a mistake. Spicy. Don't touch my eyes. Now that's what I'm going to do next. Burn my eyes. I'm going to keep the steak out. Sorry, I'm like starving. All right. After that. Weigh out my chipotle cream. If sour cream isn't your thing, you could always do guacamole for your fats, of course. I'd prefer, this is like a sin, but I like sour cream better than guac. So maybe not better, but I like sour cream a lot. So okay, I like to put the full serving amount. Make sure I get every bit of it. All right, so remember, 30 grams is your serving. All right, so I have 22 in there. I'm going to put, oh, that's not what I want. Where'd that go? I'm going to put 8 on the side here. So if I had known the lettuce had gone bad, I would have put in red pepper. It's a little late to make that now, but I would have sauteed some red pepper in the pan, put that in. Now it's going to be Not any veggies in here, which is sad. So it's a sad burrito. So not as nutritious as I had hoped. But once again, we have our 31 grams of carbs, 19 grams of fat, and 37 grams of protein. I'm gonna use salsa on this as well as hot sauce. So just super delicious. Taco Tuesday, if you're looking for something different, you can certainly whip this up. But yeah, any questions or anything, let me know and I will post everything to the chat, to the group. All right, have a good weekend, guys. Bye.